Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Marketing 101 for service providers, mainly chiropractors, but service providers. This week, the power of community and what this means for you moving forward into 2024. It's quarter four in 2023. This means I like the football analogy. You know, we're going into the fourth quarter, we're down by 3. What's the game plan? If you're ahead by 25, what's the game plan? If you're down by 40, what's the game plan moving forward? This all depends on your goals from the beginning of the year, where you're hitting it, and moving forward. But I'm going to tell you what the trends are that we're moving into in hyperspeed into a community involvement more so than ever before. COVID changed a lot of things very quickly. We were moving into a community-based way from 2010 through 2020. Anyways, we're getting to a peak of community type things, memberships, being part of the, hot yoga, going to gyms, doing all these things. And then all of a sudden it was sped down with COVID, sending everyone home. This changed the mentality really quick. And many of you didn't capitalize on this time. Some of you were probably still in school, doesn't matter. But if you had a practice during 2020, 2021, 2022, you didn't capitalize on what was happening with the return home and everyone thinking about themselves again. Some of you were in tough positions, Seattle, New York, San Francisco, wherever it may be. We get it. Those were tough. Canada, wherever it may be, it was tough. But for the rest of you, you missed on an opportunity, and it's okay. You look back, you say, yeah, I could have capitalized more, and I didn't. Some of you did. I did. Some of you did, but it all depends on the guidance that you have during that time. Here, I don't want to catch you off guard. The first play the opponent's going to throw here in the fourth quarter is going to be a running play. As long as we know this, we're going to stack the line and we're going to stop them to 1 yard. This is the whole point. If you don't like sports, then forget all that stuff. So moving into quarter four, you need to be preparing your 2024 marketing calendar. And what you should do is plan all 12 months. Internal events, external events. That's the first thing you do. What do you need to do internally? What do you need to do externally? What are the big shows around? What are the big things that you do annually? Like us, it's a big kids' day every day, a ladies' night in the fall. We plan those two things right away. They take the most of our time and the most planning to get those done, but they bring in a lot of people. They bring in a lot of awareness to the community. They bring in a lot of people. Then we have our monthly, always have something to invite people to. Right now, it's a mother meetup that we do. We just change the topic each week. That's a great one. And then we plan out our workshops, and we're going to plan to get really heavy into workshops into 2024 because there's a demand for it. We might be going down to up to twice a month on workshops. So we're going to aim for 20 workshops next year when we typically do about 6 every 2 months. So we're going to double it down on this because of what we know that's happening with community, and you should do this too. So what this means for community for you and your business is that in 2024, you're going to see a big, and more so into 2025, a big pullback to people bonding together into their villages. What just means is the Chiro groups that we talk about are typically, healthy-minded, self-conscious about their health, crunchy, sometimes we call them. They're just more holistic, and that's people we love to talk to. Then there's the non-holistic medical side that are evidence-based and sports therapy that we can still tap into in some of those sports clinics and injury clinics. And then there's everybody else. So these are the communities you want to tap into, maybe getting into networking and creating your own networking. This is a fantastic thing to start thinking about with community, is bringing in your own networking, you controlling the group. And we're going to have a special guest next week, or hopefully next week or the week after, depending when it airs. And this is what she does: is she builds networking where you're in charge. So you're not going to a BNI or you're going to anything that is ruled over you. You control the network. You invite the people. You are the leader of the group, and you bring something to the group by hosting it. And we'll teach you more about that. But the reason I bring that up is because that's where we're moving into, and that's what you need to be thinking about, is what else can you incorporate into your practice that builds community? And that's always having something to invite people to. Pick the things that your ideal clients enjoy. Just ask them while they're on the table or in your office or what it may be, what they love doing. What's their favorite restaurants? Where do they like to eat? Where do they like to shop? What do they like to wear? What are their favorite sports teams? What are they, whatever it is, start learning about your ideal client, where they go, and then start bringing those things into the office. Coffee tasting, wine tasting, bourbon tasting, whatever your clients end up liking, that's where you want to assimilate to to make sure that you're building this community. And those are just some examples using things people like. Um, Community dinners, celebration dinners, patient appreciation dinners, whatever these, bring these things back. Find the local restaurants by you, create bonds there, and start bringing these things back. These, you can do these quarterly, you can do these monthly, you can do these as much as you like, but imagine inviting your top ideal clients that have, made, and what justifies an ideal client. You need to break that down too. So you say, well, what is my ideal client? Someone who doesn't barter with you, right? Doesn't say, it's too expensive, can you reduce the price, right? First off. Number two, they come in, they pay, they stay, they refer. I think those are our number one. They leave Google reviews, they rave about you, they sign up for every event, show up to 80% of them. Those are your raving fans. Those are probably your ideal clients. Maybe they're not your ideal clients. Maybe they're in Poco Loco and they come to everything anyways, and you're like, that's definitely not my ideal client. They're crazy. They just come to everything. Then you know who's not your ideal client. Ask them questions. What medications are they on? What are they taking? And stay away from that stuff. So that's what comes with building community, is just being repetitive when it comes to our community and working on that each and every day. So that is where 2024 is going. So if we're sitting here pumping money into Facebook ads, looking to get random people in the community, like brand awareness, to come in, you're going to find it even more difficult in 2024. It's already becoming difficult to do that. You're going to end up throwing more money at it for less leads. You guys are all seeing this across the board. What you did in 2022, it's becoming a little bit tougher in 2023. It almost feels like the feedback I get from people is like, my ads are burning out. Yes and no to the answer to that. Your ads aren't burning out. It's that your awareness is just not getting to any new people. We're not changing the target area. We're not changing the demographic. We're not changing anything like this. I found that targeting women for so many years, in the Facebook ads, like women 30 to 55 or whatever it may be, once I go to send it to all, or maybe even target just men for some things, the ads pick up again. You change the algorithms and those go. But we're getting off topic for ad burnout. We want to stick with community, and community is going to come with constant events, constant things, and it can be small. Don't drive your entire staff up the wall or crazy with all the new things that you're bringing in. Just keep it simple. First Wednesday of every month, first Friday of every month, third Friday of every month, whatever it is, you have some type of event, book club, Pathways Magazine meetup, learn with the doc, nutrition workshop, fitness tip. Fitness is nice. Fitness is a broad category. Health and happiness with Dr. H or whatever it is at your office. And it can be broad spectrum, but it's just something that you always invite people to. You have something there that they like, coffee that's there for them. If it's a morning meetup, something for the evening meetup, access to care, bringing in providers, yoga instructors, consultants, therapists, anybody that wants to come in and speak about their business that's maybe in your network. These are great relationships that you're going to build. So when we talk about community, it's not just the patient community, it's also your community and your network that you work with other providers, other service providers, other business owners. So when we're looking at our ideal clients and we zone in on them, we then look at where they shop and where they spend their money. So you may be not in direct competition with somebody that they use regularly. Let's say it's the nail salon or a hairdresser, something like that. Your client goes there and spends probably between you and them at the end of the year about the same amount. The hairdresser is no competition to you. They're really not. They're actually indirectly working with you, serving the same client. So building a relationship with that hairdresser is a great idea because your ideal client goes there, right? So that's one great example there too. And the businesses around, where do they shop? Where do they eat? Where's the quickest, like the most popular grocery stores in your area? That's a place that maybe, when you're sending out gift cards or you're sending out thank yous or anything like that, that's where you get your gift cards from, where they shop. Especially now with groceries, these things are huge, giving them a thank you to the grocery store. I mean, buying a meal for them for Thursday night, that's fantastic in these thank yous and building community in your area. Partnering up with the grocery stores during their events, setting up a booth there, getting through there. So building community comes with constant effort and just consistent effort, continuously never giving up and always having something to invite people to. If you find that the topic's not working, you can always pivot. You can go to Dad's and what is Hugh can do up in the Midwest there. Dad's Coffee and I don't know, something with coffee, cars, and something. And they just pivoted to that, and they wanted to stimulate more fathers into the business there too. So there's always a way you can pivot and be creative with this, and do something that you like too. If it's completely off topic, if you're don't drink alcohol and then you have bourbon night, that makes no sense. It has to be in line with what you believe in and what you enjoy as well. Otherwise, you're going to give up on this before anyone else does. So don't just do the things that are there. And it's very unlikely for you to zone in on your ideal client and they be completely opposite of you. Very rarely. If it is, you're probably going to struggle for the rest of your career, because if you're a chiropractor that likes taking, aspirin every day, not working out, eating junk food, and your ideal client is someone who's taking care of themselves, it doesn't work. Contradictions lead to destruction each and every time. And we know that. So really think about community and think about how you can lean on colleagues from all over. They don't have to be just down the street from you. They can be from anywhere and what they're doing. And guess what? The Marketing 101 group is a safe haven to ask those questions and build up those things as well too. Book Yourself Solid. There's a free group online there that you should join. Join that one. That is for all service. Anybody, any entrepreneur can join that. That has been a great resource for people. There's a Black Diamond Club as well that I've been a part of, and I love that one too. Check out the Black Diamond Club. That is great. I put links in the bio here so that you can click on all these and go straight to these Facebook pages. They're free. Surround yourself with more and more people that do this. What we tend to do as entrepreneurs is we go into the money-driven groups. We go into the neuropathy group. We go into the DRX 9000 group. We go into and how we try and maximize profits. That's important too. Stay part of those groups. Those are great. But when you're money-driven, you miss the left and the right of the highway because you go so fast towards those targets. And building those roads is what's going to keep a constant stream of profit going. Remember that we can burn out new niches very quickly if we don't pay attention to our surroundings. So remember that. Remember that when it comes to community. One last thing when it comes to community is just taking control, being a leader. This is the trick. People are like, well, why are they successful at it and I'm not? It's really just taking leadership and coming across as a leader. You have so much to provide people that we forget this. Your knowledge is something people always want. So by building community, it's by building content. That's where you build trust. Keep putting out content. Make sure it's legitimate content. If you trip and sprain your ankle, it takes 2 to 4 weeks for the swelling to go down and pain to subside. I mean, if you're stating facts in your content, you'll never get into any predicaments as far as trust. When you go on the edge topics, be careful with edge topics. And maternity and pregnancy are edgy topics. They are very edgy. And many providers sit on the line when it comes to this. And they can be seen as outliers. And they pretend like they're okay with it. They're like, I'm crunchy. It doesn't matter. I'm cool being that. But really, it ends up hurting you long run. Because you create a lot of people that have distrust. It's all about the distrust in that. And I just picked that group there because we can be very, very polarizing with the way we deliver recommendations. Some of you are very good with your communication skills and you don't have to worry about this. Others you come across as very authoritative. And when you tell a mother to cut a tongue tie and they go get a second opinion and they say, no, you don't, now you've got a whole issue. And the dentist and the pediatrician are going to trump the chiropractor every single time on this, unfortunately. So be careful with what we do out there. These are just examples. I want you to build community, not destruct the community that you have. And I've seen that through my experiences too, through people that I work with. Be careful what you say. And another thing, make sure the community in your office is very tight. The people you work with, the people that are on there, all on the same page when it comes to the mission, the vision, and the objections that you guys need to conquer each and every day. Every day you're coming to work for a mission, right? And you're working towards a vision. And then the obstructions or obstacles are the things that you work as a team to always overcome. Things always come up. in business and in work. So a core community is really important. Make sure the people you work with are all on the same page. They all are aligned with the vision and they're moving forward together. If they're always keeping their foot out the door, looking for the next opportunity or the next job, it stalls your progress as a business there as well. So I hope this was useful. Season 2, I can't believe we've almost done season 1 here of Marketing 101 for Chiropractors. Started it almost a year ago. Very cool. And we're going to continue. Look at the links in here for you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's how you get more access to these videos. Keep inviting people to the group. We surpassed 600 members, which is very cool. The more we help, the more we grow. Have a great week. To your success.